Hi everyone, and welcome to the narration presentation. This chapter, which hopefully you all have read in A Reader for College Writers, is really useful for both the drafting and writing process, especially towards the end of the chapter, where close and critical readings are demonstrated. The book shows how to write and revise with a few key issues in mind. Clarity, for instance, strong verbs, logical progression, showing versus telling, organization, and arrangement of ideas. These issues can be used to revise and make a paper stronger, clearer, and more vivid, while also allowing you to remove unnecessary detail as you revise. Focusing on a few aspects as you revise will help you to stay focused. And this course is designed to build these skills so that you have a kind of writer's toolbox when you leave the course that you can use in all your professional and personal writing. Each week we will choose a topic, and as we get to peer review, we will think about a set of writing topics and aspects to examine our work for those, rather than reading for everything, which can often be unfocused and therefore less productive. Developing a writer's toolbox is crucial for the writing and revising process. As you revise, you will know what to move around, what to work on, and this is the key to strong, polished writing. As you revise your work in the future, it is not only important to try and read like a reader other than yourself. You should also try and imagine as you write how someone else might read the story. Will they understand it? Will it be clear to them? When we write our first drafts, often we write with ourselves in mind. The problem with this is that we already know the story, the events, and how we feel, and have come to feel and understand a specific topic. And when we do this, often in the first drafts, we leave out things that would make it clear to other people. So a really important part of writing is imagining your audience, imagining who you're writing for, and trying to imagine how they'll understand it. And just to be clear, in terms of audience, don't write for me or to me. Imagine that the audience is a group of your peers or people who are interested in your specific topic. So a group of people. You can imagine that you're writing for a newspaper or a magazine or anything like that. But just imagine that you're writing for a group of peers or a group of people who are interested in and invested in your topic. So another piece of advice that you'll often hear from writers and from writing classes is to imagine your perfect reader. So this can be someone you know, or it can be someone imaginary who is a good reader. And by that I mean someone, for instance, maybe you have a friend or family member that you'll watch a movie with or a TV show, and they'll be constantly making interesting connections and kind of looking for the deeper meaning and analyzing scenes and dialogue and things like that, and trying to understand what it means. So if you know someone who's constantly doing this, they are an invested reader. Or you can imagine someone kind of the perfect reader. So imagine this kind of fictional or imaginary person who kind of just will closely examine the things that you're trying to do in your paper, and will kind of give a critical eye. And so the point of this is that you will kind of internalize this perspective, and it will give you, as much as possible, a kind of outsider's view of your writing, which is really important in writing anything for other people. So another piece of advice is to give your piece of writing or your draft to a friend. Ask them what they did or didn't understand. Was anything hard to follow? Does anything need more clarity? Could anything be arranged? This is extremely useful and important to all writers. So all writers, no matter what kind of writing you're doing, or if you're a professional journalist, or a professor, or someone who writes for a living, all writers at any level have groups of people that they share their work with, that give them feedback. This is essential to good writing and is extremely, extremely useful in polishing and revising and making any sort of writing stronger. And finally, it is here that I want to mention the Writing Center. So I'm not sure if you've been made aware of the writing services at Valencia, or if they covered this kind of stuff in orientation. Hopefully they did. If they didn't, I just want to kind of give you a quick tour of what Valencia offers for free online. You can meet with a real tutor, and they will help you work through any piece of writing. So I'm just going to go here and just kind of show you guys what is offered. So okay, so let's see. All right, so this is the homepage for our class. So basically, if you go to help, click on help, you can do online tutoring and support. It's one of the options, and you click on that, and then there's a ton of resources here. So there's online tutoring, there's a tutorial, there is if you click on writing, reading, and speech, there's a lot of resources that will help you get through all of any of the questions you might have, so apostrophes, commas, anything like that, citation guides, how to brainstorm, how to write an outline. So there's tons and tons of resources. Also, you can submit a writing assignment, and all this is completely free. It's included in your tuition, and it's a really, really, really good resource for you to use at any point of the writing process. If you have a prompt that you don't understand, you can email me or the professor, of course, and they should clarify that for you. You can also bring it to the Writing Center, and they'll help you through it if you're working through an outline, if you're trying to figure out how to arrange something. So if you're just starting out, or if you've already written the draft, you can go to them and they'll help you work through anything that you might have a problem with, or you might have questions about, and it's all free, and it's really, really, really useful. So if you click on Live Writing Assistance, it'll connect you via Zoom. It'll launch Zoom. I'm not going to do that right now because I'm already recording this with Zoom. But it'll bring you to the Writing Center, and there'll just be people there that will help you with anything you want. And you can also submit a writing assignment with any of the questions, and they should get back to you. So their live tutoring hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 7. And it's really, really useful, and I highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so that's all for today. And then, okay, also, for your post, you should just write about a paragraph you found interesting or informative in the chapter. You should write a paragraph about something you found interesting or informative about the chapter, and some strategies you learned for writing and revision. So there's a lot of really useful kind of active reading exercises at the end. We're not going to go so much into that for this chapter because I've chosen a different reading that I want you all to read and comment on, the one by Malcolm X. But in the future, we'll be doing these exercises and filling out the lab book more. So I just want to make you aware of that. But yeah, for today, just write a paragraph and ask some questions, and just provide some comments on what was useful and what you learned in this chapter. Thanks, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.